Returning Citizen Voter Project, Know Your Rights. If you are a returning citizen, a formerly incarcerated citizen, or a citizen with a criminal record, this presentation will help you learn detailed information about your legal right to vote. The League of Women Voters of Greater Pittsburgh is a nonprofit 501c3 nonpartisan organization, neither supporting nor opposing candidates or political parties. Thanks to the judicially involved Voter Project, Black Political Empowerment Project, BPEP, and Operation Better Block for their collaboration and support of this presentation, narrated by Ms. Tanae Kroom. Are you a citizen who feels you are not eligible and cannot vote? Or are you a citizen who has never registered to vote? We have information for you. If you are a returning citizen, a formerly incarcerated citizen, or a citizen with a criminal record, learn if you can vote. Part 1 will tell you who can register and vote. Pretrial detainees or people who are incarcerated while awaiting trial on charges of a misdemeanor or a felony charge may register and vote. People who are incarcerated for or were ever convicted of misdemeanors may register and vote. People who are on probation or are released on parole may register and vote. This includes those in halfway houses, whether they have been charged with a misdemeanor or a felony. People who are under house arrest while awaiting trial or after conviction of a misdemeanor or a felony may register and vote. It is important to understand which citizens may not register and vote regarding a felony conviction. If you are currently completing a term of incarceration for conviction of a felony and not due to be released until after the next election. If you are currently placed in a halfway house or alternative correctional facility on pre-release status for conviction of a felony and not due to be released until after the next election. If you are convicted of a felony violation of any provision of the PA Election Code in the last 4 years, remember, if any of the above apply to you, you may not register to vote or vote. Know the facts. With only a few exceptions, most Pennsylvania citizens are eligible to vote. See the Pennsylvania Department of State brochure, Voting Rights of Convicted Felons, Convicted Misdemeanants, and Pretrial Detainees. For more, go to vote.pa.gov. To be eligible to register and vote, you must also meet the qualifications every Pennsylvania citizen must meet, which are: you have been a U.S. citizen for at least 1 month before the next election. You have lived in Pennsylvania and in your election district for at least 30 days before the next election. You will be at least 18 years of age on the day of the next election. Now, let's figure out how to register to vote and complete a mail-in ballot. Part 2, completing the voter registration application. Am I registered to vote or not? If you have previously registered to vote, find out if your registration is still active. Go to vote.pa.gov. Your polling place, your municipality, ward, and district or precinct will be listed and will indicate whether you are an active or inactive voter. If you need assistance, call the Allegheny County Elections Office at 412-350-4500. If you are not in Allegheny County but in Pennsylvania, call 717-787-5280. If you are not listed, follow the upcoming steps to register to vote. If you are listed as inactive, you can complete an affidavit when you vote at your polling place to change your status to active. You can apply with a printed application. You can find it at vote.pa.gov. If you have a PA driver's license, your signature will be on file. A PIN ID, your signature will be on file. Or the last 4 digits of your Social Security number. One form of ID is needed. Go to vote.pa.gov to download and print the application, or call Elections Office at 350-4500. If you are applying online, completing the online application in PA at vote.pa.gov. If you have a PA driver's license, your signature will be on file. A PIN.ID, your signature will be on file. Or you can also use the last 4 digits of your Social Security number. Only one form of ID is needed. Electronic registration with turbovote.org for any state is easy. It only takes a few minutes. You can register from any state. The site will route to your state's voter portal. You can receive text or email reminders, which help get voters to the polls on Election Day. Remember, the primaries in Pennsylvania are closed. When you register to vote, you must enroll in one of the 2 major political parties, either Democratic or Republican, to vote in a spring primary election. There is no independent party in Pennsylvania. Other political bodies, like the Green and Libertarian parties, may have candidates on general election ballots in the fall. However, any registered voter may vote in any election, including the primary, if there is a ballot question, constitutional amendment, or a special election. Be aware of deadlines for voter registration. The League of Women Voters of Greater Pittsburgh has step-by-step instructions for online or printed voter registration applications. Go to lwvpgh.org/resource_library to get to our voter resource library. If you live in Allegheny County, after completing the printed registration application, mail it to the Allegheny County Elections Office at 542 Forbes Avenue, room 312, Pittsburgh, PA, 15219-2913. Don't forget the stamp. If you have problems and your home address is in Allegheny County, call 412-350-4500. If your home address is in Pennsylvania, but not Allegheny County, call 877-868-3772. If you are out of state, go to vote.org. In about 3 weeks after you register to vote, this official-looking envelope will arrive in your mail, and inside, you'll find your voter registration card. Remember to look for it. Your voter registration ID card shows your polling place and can be used as voter ID at the polls on Election Day. If you don't receive your ID card in 3 weeks, contact your county elections office. In Allegheny County, call the elections office at 412-350-4500. If you're not in Allegheny County, call 717-787-5280. Now, we'll explain how to vote by mail. Many citizens have questions about mail-in voting. Recently, no-excuse mail-in voting has been upheld by the Pennsylvania Supreme Court as a valid method of voting. Voting by absentee ballot has remained unchanged as a way to vote if you will be absent from your polling place on Election Day. If you are going to vote with a mail-in absentee ballot, you must complete the application. Apply for mail-in or absentee ballot by calling 877-868-3772 for printed application in English, Spanish, or other languages. You can go online at vote.pa.gov, or you can apply at your state's voter registration portal. And to do that, go to vote.org for any state. You can apply online or with a printed form for your no-excuse, mail-in, or absentee ballot. In Pennsylvania, the deadline to apply is November 1st, 2022 by 5 p.m. But don't wait. Answer no to 3 questions online to receive mail-in ballot. In about 6 weeks before election mail-in absentee ballots mailed to voters, as soon as you receive your ballot, complete it and return it as soon as possible. The deadline for the Elections Division to receive the mail-in absentee ballots is November 8th, 2022 by 8 p.m. Remember, your ballot must be received by the Elections Division by November 8th at 8 p.m. Postmarks do not count. Line-by-line instructions for online or printed mail-in absentee ballot applications in Pennsylvania can be found at lwvpgh.org in the Voter Resource Library in the Mail-in Voting section. Part 4. Make a plan to vote. Nonpartisan candidate information can be found at vote411.org, a League of Women Voters website. You can find nonpartisan candidate information, including side-by-side questions the candidates answered and links to the candidates' websites. You can make your own personalized list of candidates you wish to vote for and take it to the polls. You can register from any state by being routed to your state voter portal. And you can also receive LWV email or Rock the Vote reminders. A digital encyclopedia of American politics and elections can be found at ballotpedia.org. It covers federal, state, and local politics, elections, and public policy, has a sample ballot lookup, and voting and election information for any state. For first-time voters in Pennsylvania, the only times Pennsylvania voters are required to show one form of approved identification, ID, is when they are first-time voters or when they are voting in a polling place for the first time. Other than the above, you are not required to show ID at the polling place in Pennsylvania. Here are approved photo ID that include your name: a PA driver's license or PennDOT ID card, ID by any Pennsylvania governmental agency, ID issued by the United States government, a U.S. passport, a U.S. Armed Forces ID, student ID with date, an employee ID. Here are improved non-photo ID that include name and address, a voter registration card, a non-photo ID by a Pennsylvania governmental agency, a firearm permit, a current utility bill with your name and address, a current bank statement with your name and address, a current paycheck with your name and address, a government check with your name and address. Your current ID card is a great form of ID. If you need help getting ID documents, go to voteriders.org. It's important to know that you are an eligible voter. You have the right to vote. The Election Protection Coalition is there for any citizen who needs help with Election Day problems. You can call 1-866-687-8683. Phone lines in other languages are available. This Know Your Rights explainer can be found on our website at lwvpgh.org in the Voter Resource Library. You matter. Your vote matters. Your voice matters. Voting makes your voice heard in one way that affects real change, by resulting in the election of officials who make the policies and laws that affect us all. If you care about your issues, then claim your power and vote. Every election counts, and you count. Our sources and resources include vote.pa.gov, the League of Women Voters of Greater Pittsburgh website at lwvpgh.org, www.b-pep.net, and vote411.org in English and Spanish. If you are looking for more nonpartisan, accurate, nuts and bolts information about understanding elections and voting, we have it for you at lwvpgh.org/college. Inform voters, power America. One way to learn more about elections and voting is to become a poll worker. This is a paid gig. There is an urgent need for poll workers in Allegheny County. If you are a resident, become a poll worker. Apply now at AlleghenyCounty.us/poll-workers.aspx. Thank you for watching.